When you're too vague, you're not believable because everyone says save time, save money. From there, we roll right into the poke the bear question, which is a question that's a little difficult for the person to answer on purpose. The aim is to get them to think a little differently about how they're getting the job done today and to pass the potato back so we can actually have a conversation. And it sort of looks like this. I'm going to have Kendra take it from part 2 to part 3. So we're going to role play it from part 2 to part 3. We'll go back into the role play. Sure, Kendra. Hey, why are you calling?
Hey, Josh, thank you. I speak with course creators all the time, and they're telling me that they're losing 6 to 8% of their revenue month over month from failed credit card payments. So I was just curious, how are you recovering the failed payments? Are you using like an automation? Do you have folks reaching out for you, or are you using an outsourced recovery team?
Okay, out of role play. Now let's actually dissect this for a second. So again, this is a question that is not a leading question. We're phrasing it in a multiple choice way around the problem, and we're trying to understand how they're doing this today. And what we're doing is, in the ABC choices, we're making it easier for someone to answer. We're also showing credibility because we know how people are getting the job done today, right? So it's showing that, gee, I know how you're getting it done today. And 3, because that last choice is something that they might not have thought of before. Chris Voss calls this the illusion of control. We're kind of teasing what could be, and what oftentimes they say is, what do you mean by outsourced recovery team? That's what the gravy solution is, right? And so when you structure these questions, it's, here's this kind of structure. How are you handling this today? How are you dealing with this? How are you balancing work and family life with training for an Ironman? How are you lowering the risk of? How are you going about doing this, right? Are you doing A? Are you doing B? Or are you doing C? So I'm curious, like, how are you doing this today? Is it like automated? She improvised it a little bit. You got people reaching out, or do you have like an outsourced team doing this?
And that's the gentle curiosity part, right? I'm not saying to him like, hey, like, how are you recovering those failed payments? Automation, this isn't a matter of fact thing because it's not matter of fact. I'm asking, I'm genuinely curious about what's going on because I don't know.